Network Extra. And welcome inside the KFC Yum Center in downtown Louisville. ACC on ESPN is number 4 Louisville, hosting the Eagles of Boston College. Hello, everyone, and welcome courtside. And we welcome you now in the KFC Yum Center as quite a starting lineup. Here it's going to be Alumni Day. A lot of the former players coming back, and our military participating in the national anthem. Louisville and Boston College going at it here today. And quite the festivities for this ACC matchup.
Well, we saw Bianca Dunham come out being announced, and what a year she's having. She has been a tremendous member of the post for the Cardinals in the absence of Hines Allen. The nice thing about the Cardinals, they have a tremendously talented starting lineup, but they have folks coming off the bench who can also produce.
Of course, the starting lineup's a key part of this, but
well, and it's always fun to see the starting lineup routines, what the different handshakes are going to be. And these two coaches, no stranger. Jeff Walls, what a career he has had for the Cardinals. All-time winningest coach, last year's Coach of the Year, 3 Final Fours, including 2 national championship game appearances. And I know the goal of this year's team and every team under Jeff Walls is to win a national championship. And
interesting relationship here.
well, the two coaches, Walls and Burnaby McNamee, coached together at Maryland and won a national championship in 2006. They stayed in touch. In fact, Coach Mack said she had a phone conversation with her mom. Mom asked, is Jeff going to take it easy on you today? The short answer was no chance. So 2 friends going at it, but they both are going to have their teams out here competing at a high level, and both want a win.
We're ready for the opening tip. Bianca Dunham standing in, and she'll be working against Taylor Soule. And picked up by Garrard right away and takes it down and lays it in. Marnell Garrard, 5'8" freshman from Lynn, Mass.
Well, in a situation where both teams thought that the Cardinals were going to get the tip ball, and Boston College able to come up with it. An uncharacteristic turnover for the Cardinals. They average less than 13 turnovers a game. Ball possession, so critically important.
You saw the Louisville starting lineup just underway here in the KFC Yum Center as we get close to the final week.
And this is a starting lineup we've come to recognize. I believe every ACC game, with the exception of the game Durr sat out, this has been the starting lineup for the Cardinals.
Garrard took a shot, didn't get it. Louisville gets the board and brings it into front court. Now sets up for the first time in the game. Fearing. Carter from the corner. And a good tip out and rebound by Orlip, Taylor Orlip, the junior. A couple of Australians on the squad for BC.
BC has the same mentality that the Cardinals do, and that they want to try to get up and score in transition. They are not going to walk the ball up the floor.
Fearing straight away, now dribble drives, puts it up and lays it in. And she draws the foul. Well, when Sam gets determined to do something, she does it full speed.
Oh, that was a beautiful play. When your post player can put the ball on the floor like that, she came back to that right hand, little spin shot off the rim. And a tremendous free throw shooter. Sam averaging 82% from the free throw line this year and gets that one to go.
And, you know, she really played well at Virginia, too, to help in that win when the Cardinals had 5 players in double figures.
As a senior, you get this late in the season, as Coach Walls was saying, 12 games. If they make it to the national championship games, only 12 games remaining in the season, you play with a new sense of urgency.
Knocked out from behind as Durr knocks it away as Orlep. There you see Coach Walls, and very pleased the way his team responded with a win on the road at UVA. Good pressure makes it tough to get it in on the baseline. Now backing in is Guy, little hook shot, bounces around and falls off, and then we have a held ball underneath.
One of the things that the Boston College guards do really well is rebound the basketball. We see a move in the middle of the court by Emma Guy. You see why she's averaging 14 points a game, although she was not able to get that one to go down.
Durr sets up the offense. Nice little dribble drive to the right, fall away and gets the roll. Asia took it in, came back a little bit, and got the friendly bounce.
Durr did a great job of reading the defense. It was excellent defensive help by Boston College as Louisville comes up with a turnover.
Durr created it. Now she's the benefactor, getting it back for the easy two.
Well, and that's where the Cardinals are so dangerous. They force you to really have to concentrate on the offensive end. They create a lot of turnovers, and they look to convert those turnovers into points immediately.
And another held ball, and had that not gone in the direction of BC, that would have been another turnover.
And such active hands by the Cardinals. That time, Erica Carter getting involved in the defensive action. You see Durr there, and then a nice pass by Jasmine Jones and an easy layup.
That's what Jazz does. It goes so unnoticed. She does all the different things. Nice feed inside and a foul.
Jasmine Jones averages 2.5 assists per game.
Really?
Very unselfish player.
Well, you're right. Boston College is not hesitant to take it to the hoop.
Well, and in talking with Burnaby McNamee, it was really important to her that her team play hard. She's been really proud of how hard they've been playing. They're on a 6-game losing streak, but she wants to make sure that they're not focused so much on the outcome, but of the process and making sure that they're giving 100% effort night in and night out.
That ended a 7-0 run with that free throw. But that's a great point, too. And, you know, you talk about in your first year anywhere, it's always the toughest. You pretty much inherit what you have and make the most of it. Here's Jones, nice kick out to Furing, and it's going to be out of bounds to Louisville. Sam had it slapped out of her hands and tried to get it back.
In your first year at a school, you first have to establish your culture.
Yep.
That's the most important thing.
Asia on the run, hit it on the back of the iron. But Erica Carter gets the rebound. Back to Durr on the left side, and this one rolls in. 6 early points for Asia. And a turnover created by that pressure in the backcourt.
Well, and the Cardinals mix it up so much, you have to be aware at all times. They don't spend a lot of time with full court pressure, but every now and then you'll see it. You do see full court pressure after made free throws by the Cardinals typically, and you just have to maintain your focus.
Carter evidently fouled, goes to the line where she shoots 74%. 5th in the ACC in three-point percentage at hitting on 53 of 125, the senior from LA. Almost tipped in by Dunham. Gets it back to Carter, and she'll score.
Great move along the baseline by Carter, but you do have to give Bianca Dunham a lot of credit because she kept that ball alive for her team.
Good job breaking the press. Good feed inside. That was done nicely. Credit Soul getting it over to Guy.
That was a beautiful assist.
Louisville not wasting any time to get it in the front court. Dunham takes it down low. And they're going to call a 3-second violation. We haven't seen many of those all year, have we?
You don't see that call made very often in the college game anymore. A lot of it is because of the pace of the game.
Absolutely. You don't stay anywhere for 3 seconds. Oh, nice fade inside from Dunham. Oh, what an assist by Asia Durr. The no-look Wide open underneath the basket. Another steal.
Boston College is having trouble even getting the ball in at this point.
And finally, Seoul pulls it out of there. The Cards had numerous opportunities already, leading it 14-5. Guy takes it, working against Furing. Gets it back, does Guy. Can't get it to go. I think that was tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to Boston College. First appearance for Dana Evans checking in for Louisville.
And what about Dana Evans? She has been playing so well for the Cardinals
She's
of
second
late.
on the team in scoring now. And the assist leader, obviously. And there's a foul underneath.
And that's her
second foul, yep. He's going to go to the bench, I bet.
Looks like Kylie Shook is on the sidelines getting ready to check in. Taylor Ortleb missed 3 games with a high ankle sprain, and really is just kind of trying to get back into the game flow of things. Coach Mack talked about what a key player she is for the Boston College Eagles. One of the hardest working players on this team.
Yeah, and when you look at her career stats, you talk about versatility. Career high 28 points, 9 rebounds, career high 7 assists, 6 steals. That's kind of the Swiss Army knife, isn't it?
She does a little bit of everything, exactly.
Yep.
Will fill any role needed.
Yep. Here's Evans. Looked like we're facing a zone for the first time. Evans gets it out to Carter. She launches, nothing but the bottom of the sack.
Well, that's the danger of playing a zone defense against the Cardinals. They have so many three-point shooting weapons. But it's hard to find them all.
You see the 6 points by Erica, 2 out of 3 on the floor, and now we have a push underneath the basket. Take a break here at the KFC Yum Center. The Louisville Cardinals with an early advantage against. Beautiful shot above high, the KFC Yum Center. Number 4 Louisville leading Boston College, 17-6. We always like to take a look at some of the news and notes and things happening. And we'll do that right now. Sarah, you see some of the things happening. And, of course, I know the last one. Let you take the first 2.
Well, congratulations to the Women's Indoor Track and Field Championship. Miami Hurricanes and NC State Wolfpack with the Swimming and Diving Championship. Reminder that there are other sports besides basketball out there in the ACC.
And the network, of course, launching. And we're excited about that coming up August 22 this year. Of course, this is the championship time, and that's when you really remember, just as you said, there's so many competitive athletic programs in the ACC, and it's never easy anywhere. That much I know.
No, they win their conference championships, but ACC teams are visible in national championship competition as well.
Yep.
Across all sports.
Good rebound by Kylie Shook as she checked in, and she'll take the open 3. Welcome to the game, Kylie.
Well, when you check into a ball game, when you're a non-starter, you want to make sure that you make a positive impact immediately, and Kylie Shook sure did that. She has been playing extremely well of late, has really picked up her rebounding, but is such a three-point threat.
Shooting 52% from beyond the arc on the season. That's off the back of the iron by Dickens. And Evans runs it up all the way and works a foul out of the Eagles.
Well, Dana Evans has a great motor.
Doesn't she?
Such tremendous speed. She's an excellent defender. She's a great passer. She leads the team with 4 assists per game. And more importantly, a 2.0 assist to turnover ratio, 4th in the ACC. But, man, you've got to respect her when she's got the ball in her hands.
As I mentioned earlier, she's moved in the number 2 spot in scoring. And, of course, the assist leader, the steal leader, and accepted the fact she's not a starter. And that actually, she's like a 6th starter, so to speak.
She is certainly my leading candidate for ACC 6th Player of the Year. And it can be an ego adjustment to come off the bench when you feel like you have earned the right to start. But Jeff Walz loves the energy she brings, and you've got to have somebody coming in that will bring that energy. And for Louisville, it's Dana Evans.
And she just missed an easy assist because the Cardinals missed a bunny underneath. Great pass by Evans as you were making those remarks. Milan Bolden Morris is checked in. She wears number 23. This one off the mark. Evans gets it up quickly to Durr. Asia. Now to Carter. And Shook was on the move. And you could see Coach Walz come out and said, hey, it wasn't there. You know, that's one of the things we talked about, the players buying in. It's because of that guy, Jeff Walz. They buy in every day at practice.
He gets them to practice so hard. They go game speed.
Yes, they do.
In practice. The practices are very efficient. They're going to work on what needs to get done, execute it to a level of excellence, and move on to the next thing. But he demands that they bring energy and focus to practice. And you can see it here. The game prep works out beautifully.
Cards playing pretty good defense on this possession. Knocked away. 7 on the shot clock. Lowry has it. Well, I guess when all else fails, let it fly. And so knocks it down. 22-9, Louisville.
Well, when you can have the result of a broken play like that end up in a three-pointer, you're in great shape.
That shot was partially blocked from Evans. And on the dribble drive, and Dickens can't get the friendly roll. Now up and down the Denny Crump court we go. And Asia tried to put it through a lot of traffic there. Nice stop, fake. Knocked away. I think it was partially blocked by Fury.
If it wasn't partially blocked, it was definitely affected by Fury's height, her size.
You know, we were talking about this program after the Miami loss. Of course, there was an article written locally about how all the players stayed afterwards, regardless, went up in the stands. That happens all the time. And if you haven't been in this arena to see this team play, you got one more chance in the regular season on Thursday against NC State. It's a real family atmosphere. Everybody buys in. That's why it works.
It is definitely fan-friendly. These players and coaches are accessible.
And speaking of that, Asia had come off one of her worst games ever. And guess who was probably lifted the most after the game because of the fan support? Asia Durr.
Durr with a nice drive to the middle of the paint. Most coaches' defensive philosophy is to keep the ball out of the middle. You want to force baseline. That's where the help comes from. You get into trouble when you allow middle drives. Asia Durr missing a rare miss for her from the free throw line.
Yeah, she's an 84%er. And Carter gets a round of applause as Jasmine Jones back into the Cardinal lineup. And Asia gets nothing but nylon there. And now she'll go to the bench as Lindsay Duvall will check in. Durr does lead all scorers with 7, by the way.
I've been impressed. Boston College has had trouble, as now they're in trouble again. They've been in trouble against the full court pressure, but for the most part have handled Louisville's half court pressure.
Unless you take your dribble up, right? That's a tough shot there. That's 2 in a row that Sydney Lowry, 5'10" sophomore out of Sheldon, Connecticut.
And this is a young Boston College team. They've got 7 freshmen. They don't have a single senior on this roster.
Jasmine Jones commits the turnover. Under a minute and a half left here in the first quarter. See, both teams have 5 mistakes thus far. A lot of high picks out of this BC offense. Louisville trying to get a double team momentarily. Tough shot there with the left hand. Wouldn't go for Sol. Rebound, a strong one by Shook.
We mentioned what a great job Kylie Shook has done on the boards. Rebounding was an area of concern for Jeff Walls with this Cardinal basketball team. They've made a concerted effort to really improve in that category, and Kylie Shook's a big reason why.
Jones takes it on a high post. A wide open Evans.
I think Evans was concerned about where the three-point line was on that shot. Her footwork looked a little off.
And the guy got the rebound for the Eagles. There's about a 13-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, but with these two, it doesn't matter.
No, both teams want to push the ball. They look to score in transition. They'd prefer to score without any dribbles, if possible.
Sam Furing did something that I'm not a coach. You were a coach. She made a pass, and then the player wasn't looking at her. She said, "Hey," when it was about halfway there.
Yeah,
I love her. She's great, man, and she is as good as anybody. The fans flock to her after the games. She's a lot of young ladies' heroes, I'm telling you.
And you forget that she's 6'3" sometimes with the way she plays. Moves so well. Has good handles on the basketball.
Gonna have to get a shot opportunity here. Evans, a tough one. Nope. And that will go up in midcourt. And that'll end the first quarter. Thought that one might go in because the others danced around. We've played a quarter here in the KFC Yum Center. The Louisville Cardinals lead Boston College 23-11. Cardinals leading it 23-11 here in our ACC women's basketball matchup. Well, we always like to tell you what's going on, especially when it's dealing with ESPNW this week, and I'll let you start right there.
I don't know how you go back to work 2 days after giving birth, but kudos to Joni Taylor and
Player of the Year.
Yeah,
Coach of the Year.
that's amazing. And of course, Agumbawale breaking Notre Dame's all-time scoring record, very exciting. And then Tina Langley has Rice ranked number 25, their first national ranking ever, doing a great job there in Houston, Texas, with the Rice program.
Well, the Cardinals started 8 of 11, and then they missed their last 4 field goals in the quarter. So I think it was really because both teams playing pretty good defense. At least they're getting after it. There's not a lot of spacing.
It has been a fast-paced, high-energy game. Both of these teams are dialed in. You see Boston College going back to their man-to-man.
Oh, what a strong move. You know, you just really can't stop that.
No, she's got great strength, great size, tremendous athlete.
Great pass inside this time. Unfortunately, Guy missed the easiest opportunity she had all year. Talk about running the floor. What about Dunham?
Well,
chasing that ball down to put it in.
You have to reward your post players when they're running the floor hard, and the Cardinals did just that.
There's another good inside move. Guy can't get the lefty to go. And Louisville looking up court. And Duvall settles and balances the floor.
Guy seems to be rushing her shot a little bit. Louisville not a tremendous blocking team. They do average over 4 blocks a game. But I'd like to see her take a little bit slower pace on her shots.
First personal, first team foul in the quarter. 2 shots for Louisville's number 12, Lindsay Duvall.
Lindsay Duvall, good look at her. Out of Mount Washington, the redshirt freshman. She's really been a good contributor this year. That one in and out.
And it seems of late things are really clicking for Duvall. Watching her in practice, she seems to be going harder, more consistently, making fewer errors. There becomes a point, because this is her first year with game action. She sat out last year with knee problems. There comes a point where it really starts to make sense. You can play without thinking, and I think Duvall is there.
I think I always thought it without playing. That's my problem. On the attack, the Eagles trying to snap a 6-game losing streak against number 4 Louisville here in the KFC Yum Center. Along with Sarah White and Courtney Walton. I'm Don Russell, Jeremy Noel. No, at controls, directing the ship, Coach Jeff Walls and his team. I'd like to remind you, stream live sports and award-winning ESPN originals on home or on the go with ESPN Plus. Start your free trial today. Visit watch.espnplus.com. Check it out. It's a great website, and you can get it all there. The UFC is actually on ESPN Plus, if you're into that, of course. Clock running down. Evans over the Jones. Gonna have to let it go. Duvall came up a little bit short. But look who got the rebound. Miss Evans.
Smallest player on the floor came up with the basketball, and that was just pure heart and hustle.
So their shot clock resets, obviously. And now Jones cut off on the wing. And Dunham couldn't chase it.
Dunham is telling Jones, that's not where I want the ball. Pass it to where I'm going, not where I've been.
Well, and BC's first 3 possessions of the quarter, they're 0 for 2 and a turnover. That is not what you want, especially when you're playing the 4th-ranked team in the country at home. Here's Lowry. She's come off the bench to provide a spark. There's a tough shot there, but a great rebound. Emma Guy finally got a break.
Great positioning by Guy and finishing the easy lay-in.
He's been working hard to try to get something going. Fearing trying to set up down low, and as Duvall dribbles, they're going to call her for a travel. Well, another terrific crowd here today doesn't agree with it, nor does the aforementioned Jeff Walls. Do you know last year and this year, he's 60-5. Look at that. Hey, he was trying to throw it to you at home. Sarah, that was coming to you.
I think Jeff Walls has a bit of a complaint. There was definitely contact on that play.
Well, you hear of scattering of the great Cardinal fans here in the Yum Center. Guess we could call them Cardinal boos, right? You got to stop the dribbler. I don't know much about basketball, but Dickens had a free pass all the way to the hoop.
Dickens, just a freshman. The 2nd highest scoring freshman in the ACC. Having a tremendous season. Great dish there and finished by Sam Fearing. That's a tough shot, that baseline jumper. She made it look easy.
And that's what you used to see all the time from Aisha Hines-Allen from that spot. That's why Louisville was so tough to play. And Sam can hit that shot, and that can be important as you move into tournament time. Good feed inside. The Guy again. This one rolls off. Boy, BC's had some heartbreakers around the basket here in the first half.
Guy shooting almost 60% from the floor on the seasons, having a tough night.
Robbins in the lineup for Louisville. Asia Dewar puts up off the back of the iron, but Sam Fearing went over the top to get the rebound.
I think Fearing thought she had the height advantage and was able to get it cleanly, but there was a little contact toward the end of the play, and that's why you hear the whistle.
Milan Bolden Morris checks back in, number 23 for Boston College. And a little pressure in the backcourt on Dickens as she crosses the line and works against Carter. In the high post, it goes to Guy. Down low, boy, that's another good shot. Emma Guy was frustrated early. How good is she? She keeps going at it.
You can't tell the frustration by the look on her face. Very calm demeanor. She just continues to do what she does. That time, Duvall not able to get it. Excuse me, I think that was Sagan Robbins.
She's got the side of the board.
She's a great three-point shooter.
Oh, I know. I think she had too much time to think about it.
A little too open.
I'm not sure I would have hit the side of the board. Good feed, though, down to Fury. Hey, that's better than the 3 anyway. That was pretty.
Excellent dish. Nice job by Furing to position herself for that easy shot.
You notice now how the Cardinal inside players, when they get there, as soon as they get it, they know how to go, don't they? No hesitation.
And the last score for the Cardinals and the last score for the Eagles, both times post players got caught on the high side. Good position by the post player for the easy layups as Kylie Shook grabs the rebound.
Louisville looking up early, and boy, what a collision between Durr over there and one of the Eagles, and I think that was, and it is, Sydney Lowry. Look at this collision. Watch this.
It was a scary looking
Boom.
play. Lowry
Boy.
making a play on the ball. It's like she hit her head. And then Asia Durr taking the brunt of it. Goes into the scoreboard a little bit, but both players getting up to a round of applause. Durr takes a beating.
We're going to take a break. Cardinals lead it 32-17. Boy, hope everybody. Cardinals with the big lead here in the first half, 32-17. Let's check in with the third member of our team and one of the alumni back today, Courtney Walton.
As you all talked about earlier, the ACC race is on for number 1. And the biggest difference between the first and second seed is in the tournament, the first seed will get 20 hours of rest. And if they're the second seed in the tournament, they'll get less than 16 hours. Now, that might not sound like a big difference, but when it comes to postseason play, those few hours can be very critical. And they may have to play Miami, who they lost to last week.
Good point there, Courtney.
Well, you see 6 teams within 2 games of one another. Right now, Notre Dame with a half a game lead over the Cardinals. Miami with a recent loss at Virginia Tech has dropped to 10-3. Right, and Louisville, Notre Dame, if they end up at the top with just the 2 losses apiece, Notre Dame has the tie break for the number 1 seed due to the win in South Bend.
8 of the 9 Cardinals that have played have scored. That's a good sign. That's a good sign, too. She has become so comfortable. She shoots kind of a line drive, but if you shoot it the same, it doesn't matter.
That's right. Well, and you know that ball's come out of her hands at a much higher point than most players,
especially me.
They list Shook at 6'4". I think she has grown since they first took her height. She is typically the tallest player out on the floor.
But boy, she shoots with confidence. That's what matters. That's going to be an offensive foul here.
Now put that arm out on her drive to the basket.
Let's see.
See that little shove on Fearing. That's
Pino gets
foul.
the foul, yep. Georgia Pino, she's one of those Australian, she's from Victoria, Australia. Went to Caulfield Grammar School.
This sounds
about like
elegant,
my school.
doesn't it?
Yeah. 3.5 left in the second quarter. Cardinals have led pretty much from the get-go. Good feed down low. There's Shook again. Kylie is hitting everything. Gosh, she's playing well.
That's actually an area that Louisville had to get Kylie Shook to improve on. She felt confident and comfortable out beyond the three-point line, but inside didn't like to bang, didn't like the contact. But she has really developed to become a back-to-the-basket player as well as a three-point threat.
She's been in double figures 3 of the last 4 games and getting close to it here in 4 out of 5. And Sam Fearing. Good look by Sam. Those two have worked on their shots so much with Coach Walls and the staff over the years. And it's just fun to see the improvement. Now Shook on the defense.
The Louisville Post players have 21 of the 39 points. The
Another
Fearing,
good defensive play.
Shook and Dunham. Yeah, the Cardinals defense looks so good.
Carter off the back of the iron. Rebound to Emma Guy, and she covers it up. And Dickens will run it across the line. Open corner three, and that's in the bottom of the sack. Ortlip. Taylor, the junior, she's an Australian. That ends a 9-0 Cardinal run, by the way. Been from that great shooting from the perimeter. Boy, Shook really working hard. Look at her. She's posting up. Good deflection that time. Boy, how would you like to be trying to guard her down low? Not an easy task.
It certainly is not. She's very active. All of the Louisville post players are versatile and active.
Jasmine Jones back into the lineup. And we see Duvall back in. Tried to get it into Fearing, threw it over her head.
Yeah, nice defense that time by Boston College, tying Sam Fearing up now and allowing her to get that lob pass and then scoring in transition. Pino with the layup.
That was the best break of the night for either team, really. That's deflected away. Fearing in traffic puts it up. And in frustration, got a little going on between two players. And Sam's been teed up. I don't know if both of them have, but I saw Sam.
Well, it can be a battle in the paint. It gets frustrating because of the amount of contact, but you got to make sure that you're maintaining your composure. You see here getting a little push with the lower body, no call, and then she reaches in and gets called. It's usually the counter move, the counter attack that gets the whistle. Sam Fearing's got to make sure. She's trying to plead her case to Asia Durr. And I'm sure Durr is letting her know, look, we need you on the floor. That's 2 fouls with no time coming off the clock. The personal foul and the technical foul also counts as a personal.
She's talking to her there. How about that? She's talking to her, and then look, there's another Asia Durr talking to her.
That's right. She's in the stands and on the sideline.
That's AD squared. There you can see Coach Walls. He doesn't like, first of all, he doesn't like what happened there. And he's in the mode now. He said, we know who we are. We have to play hard like we can all the time.
Well, and you have to admire Sam Fearing's passion.
That's 3 now on Sam. So she'll cool off. Still hadn't taken a seat yet. She's walking down all the way to the end of the bench.
Asia Durr almost getting a hand on that ball. Cardinals in their man-to-man defense. They're going to switch 1 through 4.
That was a good set that time. Good offensive possession as Bolden Morris hits the outside jumper, and it's 39-25 with a minute and change remaining in the second quarter here in the Yum Center. Asia Durr trying to go to work, little fall away, and she works the foul out of number 13, Taylor Soule. That's 3 on Soule now, the freshman from New Hampshire.
Taylor Soule had
New Hampshire.
Taylor Soule had a great night on the road at North Carolina.
Didn't she?
Last game out, 21 points, 9 rebounds. Foul trouble has limited her this afternoon.
BC actually had an 8-0 run. That point there by Asia stops that 8-0 zip.
That was a pretty nasty collision between Durr and Lowry, and it's nice to see both players back in the game.
Of course, Durr not only scoring 20.5 for the Card, she's number 2 scorer in the ACC, number 16 nationally. There you see the pesky defense by the Cards. Under a minute to go in half. Boy, that's a tough dribble drive. And Bolden Morris
Yeah, she was determined to get to the rim.
There's no
on that
stopping
play.
her. So Louisville try to wind it down as close as they can. It's about 5 seconds difference, probably. I say that, and they'll probably launch here in a second. That's going to be an offensive foul. Give BC credit, even if it wasn't, they set up perfectly as if it was.
Yeah, Emma Guy did a great job defensively. She could tell where Shook was going. Shook lowered that shoulder and put her hip into her. It was a good call.
Winding down under 20 seconds now. Dickens working against Evans. She pushed off a little bit there. And Durr comes up with a steal. Durr and Evans. Durr puts it up. Didn't go in, but it's going to be a blocking foul.
And the crowd would have gone crazy if
Really?
that shot had fallen.
How many loose balls has Asia created today? I mean, just her deflections alone.
Well, we spend so much time talking about her offense that
Right.
her defense goes a little bit unnoticed, but she is a tremendous defender.
And likes to play defense, too.
She takes a lot of pride in it.
She does.
She certainly does. And, you know, in talking with Coach Burnaby McNamee, one of the things that she talked about was there are very few teams in the country that are as skilled offensively and defensively as the Cardinals. Usually you'll have a really strong offensive team that's a ranked team, a top 5, a top 10 team. There's another defensive stop and layup by Jasmine Jones.
Now that's a way and a half. Jasmine Jones. And she is leading the cheers. Here it is. How about that to finish the second quarter?
The Cardinals have gotten a lot of turnovers off that full court pressure right under their own basket.
Let's go to Courtney Walton.
So, Coach Walls, your team is, it seems like you've really tightened it up on offense, and it's very spread out with the points offense. What did you all change in the past couple days in practice, if anything?
Well, there's nothing that's really changed. Our tempo has changed. We got to get the ball moving. It's sticking in people's hands too long. When we get the ball moving at the offensive end, people have the opportunity to get open shots that they can make, and that's finally what we're back to doing.
And on the defensive end, your press, Boston College has had a really tough time dealing with that. Do you expect to continue that in the second half?
Well, we're going to try and keep the tempo up defensively. We'll have to make some changes because they've hurt us on a few things with some ball screens. But eventually we're going to sit here and hopefully get some things worked out where we're not giving as many easy open looks.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Courtney.
All right, Courtney, and thank you, Coach Walls. That's our first half. Stay tuned when we come back on our halftime show. A lot of things, including stats and highlights. 45-27 Cardinals over BC.
We're going down the court with Associate Head Coach Stephanie Norman. So, Coach Norman, you've been here the 12 years Coach Walls has been here. What has this journey been like?
It's been amazing. Lots of ups, more ups than downs, which is great. And it's just been a lot of fun. It's been challenging, but this environment is so unique, and we've got a chance to compete for championships every year, so it's a dream come true as an assistant coach.
And you all have been in three Final Fours, and every player that's come here and been here for 4 years has been able to play in a Final Four. What does that feel like?
Well, that's the thing in recruiting that we're most proud of, is that it's been 3 different recruiting classes. So it hasn't just been 1 or 2 great players and we've made a run back-to-back to Final Fours. We've actually sustained it. So every time we talk to families and kids, it's all about consistency. And so you know when you come here what excellence looks like, and that's our expectation. And so we're hoping that you understand what it takes to be a champion, and then you go out and perform and compete, and hopefully when you graduate, you'll have a Final Four under your belt.
Speaking of consistency, you've had the same coaching staff here for 6 years right now. What do you think that has to do with your success?
Well, messaging. I mean, you're consistently saying the same thing. Your work ethic is the same. Your communication between your staff members is awesome because you kind of read each other's mind now and know what each other's doing and thinking. And that same product then gets translated to the players. So that messaging is consistent. It's the same. And that allows for the kids to really experience this opportunity and succeed because nothing is confusing to them. They understand our personalities. They understand how we motivate. And so to me, that's a great sign of stability.
And final question. This team that you all have has a chance of making a Final Four again, so you would go to the Final Four back-to-back years. What does that feel like?
I'll know when we get there. It would mean a lot because this senior class then would be the first to ever make that happen. So I think we're all about setting trends and setting standards of excellence, which we can sort of get ourselves to. And this would be a marquee sort of feather in our hat to have this happen for this group. And there's none more than I would want it for these three. They've really been really a model of success, of consistency for our program. And so to me, it would just be the cherry on the top of the sundae. But we want to win it, not just get there. So that would be even better.
Well, thank you, Coach Norman. Good luck the rest of the season. You're watching Down the Court with Courtney Walton and Coach Norman.
The power of sport extends far beyond the court. It has the power to inspire, evoke change, and unite. In honor of Black History Month, Louisville men's and women's basketball will proudly recognize one of the most influential movements in American history, the Harlem Renaissance of the 1920s, a time that represented the marriage of music, culture, and the game of basketball, an era that proved sport can break barriers and cut through hate. The legendary team, the Harlem Wrens, were not welcome to practice in traditional gyms because of their race. Despite these injustices, the Wrens perfected their style of basketball on the wooden ballroom dance floors of their neighborhood. Inspired by the wooden floors of Harlem ballrooms, where basketball became culture, the Cardinals will debut uniforms in honor to the championship team. The Harlem Renaissance collection pays homage to the art, poetry, sound, and sport of the Renaissance, and to those dedicated to boldly drive their passion forward.
"15 teams, all bringing their A game to Greensboro in March. And with them, they will bring moments of excitement, passion, pride, moments that create memories, and moments that crown a champion. Bring your A game, Greensboro, because you know they will. The 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament at the Greensboro Coliseum, March 6th through 10th. Get your tickets now.
15 universities, 1,500 miles, and excellence everywhere you look.
All eyes on us. Let's all rise up. All eyes on us. Let's all rise up.
Welcome back to the KFC Yum Center, 45-27. We're going to check in with Courtney Walton now. Of course, she has the head coach for BC, and I think they're standing by right now.
So, Coach Mack, this Louisville team really struggled with your defense up until that last minute. You forced them into 9 turnovers. Are you going to stay with that same pace in the second half?
We hope to, and I think, like you said, that was a little disheartening when we sort of fumbled the ball and gave them some easy pick twos with our bad passing. But, yeah, our goal right now is to keep that up-tempo defense rolling.
And they've also struggled with your offense. You've had some good shots. What are you going to change in the second half offensively?
Offensively, like we said, we just have to play a little bit smarter. Take when the peak comes, we have to take care of the ball, and then we have to take our time on our finishes. We missed some bunnies in there, and then we have to attack the offensive glass. We only had 2 offensive rebounds with all of those shots we missed, so we have to do a little bit better job on the offensive glass.
Well, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck the second half.
Thank you.
Okay, Courtney, and thank you, Coach, very much, as we are just about ready for the start of the third quarter, but we have stats and highlights. And there was plenty of good action in that first half.
Both teams played at a very high level. Boston College definitely missing some shots and having some turnovers. Louisville having some luck from beyond three-point range. We see Erica Carter in there, Kylie Shook. And we have the answer by Boston College's Lowry. Shook really had a big first half. Both teams having success from long range, but Louisville's full court pressure, and they got several turnovers off of the initial pass out of the press, which ended up easy points for Louisville. You've got to, if you're Boston College, make sure that you're taking care of the basketball under your opponent's basket.
See the numbers there, and one thing, 8 of the 9 Cardinals who played in the game scored too.
Great diversity by the Cardinals, and Louisville in attack mode, getting to the free throw line a lot more often than the Eagles did. Boston College struggling a little bit from the field, missing some easy shots, but I think that is a lot to do with Louisville's pressure defense. You feel like you have to rush to get the shot off. They need to take the advice of their coach and take a deep breath, slow down a little bit.
And in ACC play, look how dominant there.
Well, the Cardinals just are excellent in almost every category within the conference.
Good give and go there. Well executed and scored by Guy. And a deflection and a steal. Garrard comes up with it.
Yeah, just a little bit of a lackadaisical pass, and then almost a turnover right back. But Boston College able to retain possession and get the lay-in.
Well, you could hear the determination in Coach's voice. Coach Mack's done a great job there. Of course, if you joined us late, she and Coach Walls were on that staff at the University of Maryland in 2005 that won the national championship.
The 2005-2006 season. Yeah, they coached all but 1 year together when Jeff Walls was there. He was there a year ahead of Joanna Burnaby-McNamee. She left to raise her sons, and Jeff Walls left Maryland to take the U of L head coaching job.
How about that? Tough shot there. Wanted to draw the foul, didn't get it. Rebound by Shook. Off it goes to Dana Evans. Back to Shook. Stops that dribble.
Boston College coming out of the locker room with a lot of energy. Their defense looks fantastic.
Yeah, that pass a little bit too much mustard on it underneath, intended for Dunham. By the way, it is Alumni Day. You got to see a lot of the former Cardinal players that came back. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers for the Cards. Not the way you would draw it up if you're the head coach.
I never enjoyed it when we had 3 turnovers in 3 possessions. It was great to see a lot of familiar faces. A lot of the players that I had an opportunity to coach were out on the floor this afternoon.
And they were welcomed warmly, too. How do you think they felt standing and looking around up here at this?
With a lot of pride. I know they feel blessed to have been able to help build the foundation, and what Jeff Walls has done with this program has been nothing short of sensational.
And we're just lucky to bring you a part of it here. Appreciate you being with us here on the ACC Network Extra. Dribble drive, Carter, got the bounce, and she'll have +1.
That was a great drive by Erica Carter, and for those of you young fans at home, look at the way she goes across the paint, gets the ball up high on the glass to avoid the block. Great spacing, great body control by Erica Carter.
Well, I tell you, this senior from Los Angeles, what a contribution she has made over her years, and how she really grew up even more with that redshirt year. And I was a transfer and I had to sit out. If you haven't ever sat out a whole year, that is not easy.
It's tough to watch from the sidelines when you're a competitor like Carter is, but she made the most of it. It was really a growth year, a learning year for her.
Boy, what a game it's been for Lowry. She pops off the bench, and she's done a terrific job. She's the leading scorer for BC with 7.
She's played with a lot of confidence this afternoon.
Of course, senior night this Thursday against NC State, 7 Eastern. If you haven't been to a women's game this year, you owe it to these seniors to show up on Thursday. Another great dribble drive and basket. Garrard gets that one. I tell you what, this BC team has some spunk.
Well, and I think that defensive effort drew a substitution. We got Dana Evans on the sidelines, ready to check in.
And Kylie took that dribble and stopped. Put yourself in a tough spot. There's Carter. She takes it up, can't get it. And we're going to have a rebound underneath the basket. It's going to be Dunham. That's 4 now on her. Excuse me, that's 3 on her. Look at Boston College on its last basket. Boy, they've come out executing well.
They certainly have. It was a great drive and looked like there might have been a little bit of contact, but Gerard able to finish. And you've got to stop the ball. That was a straight come down the court, get to the rim move by the freshman guard. They're really looking down low, and they do get it to Guy. She's working against Fearing, and it's out of bounds. And Guy has a little bit of disgust. Great defense that time by Sam Fearing. Look at those two battle inside. Fearing moving her feet. But give Guy a lot of credit for that hustle. She tried to come up with the ball after fumbling it on the post move.
How'd you like to have wireless mic on those two? Straight away, AD buries it. As Durr delivers. She has 13 in the game.
You just can never rest if you're guarding Asia Durr.
4 out of 6 today. And the Cardinals lead it by 15 again. Crowd trying to encourage the defense. I guess we should probably mention that had a couple of fans wanted to know why Robinson wasn't available today. You, I think, got the latest on that.
Yeah, Robinson has suffered a concussion. She wasn't even at practice yesterday, so they're being cautious. She's not on the bench today. Getting her some rest.
Protocol, right?
Following the concussion protocol, making sure that she's getting that brain healed.
Yep. Jones, nice little crossover. Goodness gracious. She can do some special things on the court, can't she?
Jones showing her explosiveness.
Now she's back on defense with her teammates. Quick 3 from the corner, doesn't go. Dunham gets the rebound, out to Evans. Dana looking for the early offense if she can find it. And now gets it out to Dunham.
Boston College did a nice job of getting back in transition, not allowing the Cardinals an easy look, but that time Ortlep got caught on the screen, fouled Durr in the act of shooting.
You know, when you're guarding somebody like Asian has that kind of fall away, it's tough to resist fouling. 52-35 Cardinals, exactly 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter here at the Yum. Well, the ACC in the top 25, there are a few, my friend, as you see the list of them. And you don't want to face any of these teams in the NCAA tournament, that's for sure.
6 teams ranked in the top 22 in the nation, and every single one of them will be a tough matchup. Louisville leading the pack at number 4, Notre Dame number 5 right behind. And then got a matchup coming up on Thursday.
Absolutely.
Louisville and NC State, number 4 versus 9, if these numbers hold in the next poll.
That should be a dandy. And senior night. And again, a big thanks to all the folks that have come out here again on this Sunday. You know, I'd do anything to get out of the rain.
And the wind.
What a great place to be. And these fans have just been terrific. As you see, Durr hit nothing but the bottom of the sack with her first of 3 freebies. You know, it's not really easy to hit 3 in a row in a situation like this. And, of course, if you're Asia Durr.
Well, yeah, unless you're Asia Durr and you're shooting 84%.
But, you know, in a pressure situation, I've seen some of the best. And a lot of times they miss the first.
Well, you shoot three free throws so infrequently.
Right.
Even in practice, you practice shooting 2.
Well, and I think you should have a choice on technicals. If you want people on the line, even if they don't jump, you feel like you're all by yourself.
Yeah, it can feel like there's a little bit more attention on you when there's nobody else at the free throw line.
Spoken as a lonely place kicker. Well, they give Pinot the shot, but she didn't want the 3. Oh, it went right through the hands. That time of Guy, but got it back. Jeez.
That's twice that Louisville has basically had the ball off of a steal and then ends up in Boston College's hands again for a layup.
That Guy has 8 points and 3 rebounds. Now Evans Nice feed off on the wing to Dunham. Boy, when you take it in the middle, make defenses make a decision. That's the whole rule, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't get much prettier than that. Beautiful penetration by Dana Evans, and then the perfect dish off as Dunham's able to easily finish inside because her defender came to help on Evans, leaving Dunham wide open.
Durr goes in to get the rebound, starts to run, goes to Evans on the wing, and now Dana.
You do have to give Boston College a lot of credit. Their transition defense has been really solid this afternoon.
It is. That was a tough three by Asia. Yeah, this BC team is busting it now. They're getting after it as if it was a one-point game. Look at that move. Some thought it was a walk, but with the left hand. Georgia Pinot. How about that? A little vino along the way. That's a good move. Might have got a little extra in there. The officials in the stands are right. Fearing, fall away. Boy, Sam, that gives you such an advantage when you can get that shot going.
Another post-to-post pass, not the usual kind that you see, but Sam Fearing with a little fadeaway. Nothing but net.
Sam has 11 points and 6 rebounds. And a good job by Jasmine Jones to pick up that charge.
Yeah, they're going to call that on Pinot as it was a moving screen.
Yep.
She knocked Jasmine Jones to the ground.
And the Cardinals get the possession. Let player control foul.
There is an art to setting a good screen. You've got to make sure that you're actually making some contact, but you can't be the one to initiate it. And you can't hold the screen for too long.
That's for sure. Little weave going on by the Cards. Evans, look at that defensive intensity on the face of the BC young players. Great pick by Fearing. Evans needs to get it out. Jones off the back of the iron, and Evans nearly had the steal, and Jones picks it up on the wraparound. How about that? AD, too strong. That would have brought the house down.
Asia wants that shot back.
She
You can tell
does.
from her expression. He doesn't get many open looks like that.
There you see the bracketology from Charlie Cream. And when you talk about seeds, how about that number of those in the ACC?
You're a Cardinal fan. You like seeing that Louisville pegged to be a top seed, Notre Dame and NC State a 2 seed, and then another ACC team coming in with a 3. Those teams would all have the opportunity to host the first and second round games. Top 4 seeds hosting. Syracuse sitting at a 5.
And that's a real advantage as Asia goes to the line. Durr has 17 to lead all scorers. 11 for Fearing along with 6 rebounds. Carter has 9. Nobody in double figures yet for BC, but
I'm not sure where all of the ACC teams will end up in the final bracketing for the NCAA tournament, but I do know that the conference will be very well represented.
yeah, that's true. Minute 30 remaining here in the third. Both teams have really played some good defense. That's particularly, you see Boston College only with 39 points. And you know what? It just wears you out after a while. Jeff Walls, that's what he talks to his team so much about. He said, you got to be quicker, faster, better condition. Those are the little things that make a difference.
It's one of the things that Coach Mack talked about. She has instituted a completely different style of play. Last year, Boston College walking it up the floor. Dana Evans rarely ever walks. Fantastic lay-in. Good use of the screen by Evans for the 2 points.
She's got some pretty good kicks on tonight. You notice those yellow ones. And right on cue, Dana with the steal and didn't get the bounce, but she'll go to the line.
She did a nice job of protecting the ball, but wasn't able to get that lay-in to fall. But she'll get the free throws. Coach
Yeah,
Mack was, sorry, back to my earlier thought, Coach Mack was talking about she actually had to make sure that this team got in better condition
Yeah.
because they're playing at a much faster pace. She said, you might see us look a little winded at times because we're still continuing to work on that conditioning.
But you know, once you learn how to play at that level, you never want to play any other way. You know, I think it's been said over the years, you run numerous miles playing in a basketball game. You just don't think that, but you do. And start, stop, up and down. It's not easy.
North, south, and east, west.
Yeah.
We've got to be in excellent condition, especially as fast as the game is played these days.
Oh, Jasmine thought she had another steal. Just love her enthusiasm. It's contagious. The fans really get a big kick out of her. She also is the best dancer, she says.
You can tell she has fun out here. Her reactions when they effectively execute that alley-oop play, and great pass up ahead from Jones to Asia Durr.
Seemed like today, every time we say something about them, they've heard us. Right on cue.
Put in another highlight.
Yeah. 22 seconds in the quarter, and that's going to be a push-off on BC.
Now Lowry putting that arm out, shoving a little bit. Trying to create space for her shot, but you can't do it that way.
As you saw in that graphic, Louisville on a 9-0 run. They've had several runs that they were able to shut out BC over a stretch of minutes. Turned it over, BC has 5 of the last 6 times. A lot of that is to do with the way the Cardinals have gotten after it on the D. See Evans running the point.
We talked about the cumulative effect of playing against Louisville.
Before the buzzer, tip, no. And we've come to the end of the third. It's all Louisville. And let's take a look at the score breakdown per quarter. Sarah, and Louisville led early and continued, but really made a big jump in that third quarter against BC.
Well, they've been very consistent. BC having a big second quarter. They started the third quarter out really strong, the Eagles did, and then just couldn't maintain it. Much to do with Louisville's tough defense.
Well, another brilliant night. Turnout by the great Cardinal fans. 11,132. That's 11,132. And you got one more chance, folks, in the regular season. As you see the folks having a great time. It's a happening here in the Yum Center. And you owe it to this senior class. How about that stat?
I love the fact that the Cardinal women's basketball program outdrawing 10 of 15 ACC men's teams. And kudos to the fans here in Louisville that come out to support this talented program. Kudos to Jeff Walls and his staff for the product that they put on the floor night in and night out.
And these are paying customers, folks. No more convenient $1 tickets anywhere.
Well, this is pure entertainment. ACC
Absolutely.
basketball is the finest in women's college these days. And the Louisville Cardinals play at an extremely high level.
3 to shoot. Jazz picks up the dribble and almost got the bounce. But Furing helps out and gets the rebound. AD bottom.
And look at that smile after she makes that shot.
Well, if you don't come out to see her and Sam and Erica, they have meant so much over these last 4 years. Lowry got bumped. That's why she did the Watusi with the basketball. And Asia, there she goes.
Durr doesn't often get many wide open looks. That's her second one of the second half. She makes that one to the bottom of the net. Love that smile. She's always the first player out here on the court. Hard-working young lady.
Jumper came up way short that time by Guy. I hadn't been in the arena for 30 seconds. She looked over and acknowledged they were here.
Now
what makes it fun. Oh, and Kylie Shook having a great night again. She's in double figures with 10 to go along with 5 rebounds.
Great job by Shook to get herself positioned deep in the paint.
Baseline move, good double team. Shook almost took it away and created the turnover. I tell you what, Sydney Lowry has been crazy out there for BC. Watch this hoop.
She has played extremely hard. You see the nice pass to Dunham, from Dunham inside to Shook. And there's just no way to stop a 6'4" post player like Shook when she gets that close to the rim.
Perfect example why when you're young they teach you to use both hands, because that gave her the opportunity. Second half turnovers, 8-3. Louisville's only turned it over 3 times. And you see Dana trying to pick up the charge, but it's not the case.
And the Cardinals are shooting 56%.
Yeah, that was
game.
Louisville's first 3 possessions, if you remember that. They were boo-boos, and now things beginning to get back in order on both the offensive and defensive side. And that's a little tic-tac move. Orlep was reaching in a little bit and got the foul. He's from Adelaide, Australia, went to St. Ignatius College. And Jones gets a round of applause as Jazz goes to the bench.
You mentioned Jasmine Jones, a crowd favorite. She is fun to watch.
How about 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists? Asia short on that one. Shook! Oh, Kylie. She is shining today as she has 12 now to go along with 5 boards.
Great offensive rebound and putback. That's the beauty of a rebound like that. You get it rewarded by 2 points as well.
And you know, if you're a young player out there and you as a coach, who says hard work doesn't work? Because we've watched it over the last few years, and 2 good examples, 3 good examples of the players that needed some development. It's all come to pass.
You see there a little
testy. Jeff Wall's wanting to know. He said, "Did you call a T?" I don't know. I haven't seen Dana say about 3 words. You know, she speaks with her actions. Let's see. Now come on.
That definitely not necessary to come that close, but you know, things happen when you're out here on the court. Basketball is a non-contact sport, if you read the rule book, but there is a lot of contact going on. Both of these teams are competing with a lot of passion, exerting a lot of energy, and sometimes your emotions get the better of you. So Taylor Sewell has received a technical foul, and I believe a second technical foul, and has been ejected from the basketball game.
And I think Coach Mack just found out that what?
Yeah.
Look at her, she says. And here's that opportunity we mentioned before. Well, Taylor Sewell got her money's worth.
And if you are in a technical foul shooting situation, who else do you put on the free throw line besides Asia Durr? I just jinxed her as she misses that one. Although Dana Evans, an 86% free throw shooter. No slouch herself.
Asia hits 23 points today, and now she has 52 career 20 points or more games. And she also has 21, or make it 5 this season.
And the way that it works and has for a number of years now. With technical fouls, the team that did not commit the technical shoots the free throws, but then the ball is put back into action and where it left off. So that's why Boston College got the ball back. Used to be the Cardinals would have also gotten possession of the basketball after a technical.
Good round of applause as Dewar went to the bench. Here's Robbins going to work. Out to Evans. Louisville trying to run an offense with a purpose. We're under 10 on the shot clock. Evans, good dribble drive. Shook with the rebound. Gets it back to Evans. And now the ball reversal, and they don't get the shot off to get the piece of the rim.
So great ball movement, but poor recognition of the shot clock.
Coach is going to, Jeff Wall's going to coach this bunch while they're out here too now. Good opportunity to play some of the kids that don't get to play all the time with some of their starters. And look at Shook pick up that loose ball. Boy, she has just been outstanding at both ends today. Evans off the back of the iron. Rebound pulled down by Lowry for Boston College.
Evans coming into today's ball game had hit 23 of her last 46 three-point attempts.
Well, you can't leave her that open. Speaking of Guy, but didn't get it to go, and then a foul. I think it's going to be ticketed to Robbins.
One of the things about this Boston College team, they're going to play hard.
Yep.
When talking with Coach Mack, she must have said the word hard, play hard.
Well, if you remember that Maryland team, they were pretty special.
Absolutely.
And Bianca Dunham gets a high five from Coach Walls. She fouls out of the game. Dunham with 6 points, 3 rebounds for the Cards today. 6:25 remaining in regulation. Number 4 Louisville, 74-39 over Boston College. It gets a hoop here, trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. And they were at North Carolina and lost 93-78 on Thursday, and then finished the trip here in the Ville.
You certainly cannot fault Boston College effort.
Great pass in the corner to Evans, and she didn't get any of it. Look at Lowry. Whoop.
That's again a situation
We had Al
where
Benninger there. Al had it in his hands. He had Charlie right next to him. You had your chance. Guys, you represented me too. I had my faith in Big Al and Charlie over there. A couple of great guys. Always around the Cardinal program. Al, a lifetime member of the U of L stats crew. Charlie does a great job with the blog that he does. And everybody getting a little bit in a hurry with things.
well, in basketball, you don't have to make the great pass.
Right.
Make the good pass.
I tell you what, I think BC's got him a winner in Coach Mack. You know, she's been at every level now. That helps too.
Yes, then at Pikeville, in Pikeville, Kentucky, University of Pikeville.
Albany, and actually West Virginia Wesleyan. I even know where that is.
She did a tremendous job with the Great Danes of Albany.
She did. Look at that hustle, and again.
I have no doubt she will get this program turned around.
Yep. And a timeout called with the Cardinals leading 74-41. 5 minutes left in this one at the ESPN and the ACC bring you your ACC network, the new 24/7 network covering All the ACC action across sport and the season. 15 universities, all on one network, will have a new place to call home. Revel in the rivalry and tradition like never before with live games, exclusive access, original shows, and analysis of all things ACC. Coming to TV, computer, mobile screen August 22nd. Visit getaacn.com to learn more. Let's go to Courtney Walton.
So Coach Walls in his timeout was telling his team, now I want you all to play with emotion, but you need to be less emotional. Now there's been three technical fouls in this game, and he just knows that his team can't afford to play with that much emotion.
How many T's did you ever get, Courtney?
0.
Ah, there we go.
Courtney was a player who
Yeah, she
handled
was.
her emotions. She played with a lot of passion and a lot of energy, but
It was a good one, too.
kept those emotions in check. And there is a difference. You have to show some emotion on the court, but it's got to be the positive, effective kind. You
She
can't
could
get
get
out of
those
the game.
offensive rebounds, too, huh? There's a nice little spinning shot by Duvall.
The Cardinals have done a nice job on the offensive boards tonight with 9. They're out rebounding Boston College by 10 in the ball game.
Yeah, Louisville with 25-11 advantage on points off turnovers, and that's one of the things we've mentioned as the free throw comes up short. As Jessica Lemley gets into the lineup, looks the product. You know, it's one thing to get turnovers or be offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. Points off turnovers is a huge stat, especially if you're not a great rebounding team.
Well, we've seen a lot of those 25 points came right underneath their own basket as Louisville was forcing Boston College to turn the ball over on inbounds passes with their full court pressure.
Louisville still getting after it into the man-to-man with the new faces on the floor.
That's what Jeff Walls doesn't want to see when he goes too deep into his bench. The defensive intensity, the hustle to diminish it all.
Bolden Morris gets a long one to go. She scored 8 off the bench. Guy finally worked her way into double figures with 10. She has 4 rebounds to go along with that for Boston College.
Louisville's done a nice job defensively on Guy. Early in the game, she got some open looks that she wasn't able to capitalize on, but Louisville made some adjustments and have not given Guy very many open looks the rest of the way.
Here's a block by Shook.
Shook poking that out from behind. The thing for Jeff Walls, you've got to be able to play offense and defense if you want to earn playing time for his Cardinals team.
There's a 3. Crowd loves it that Duvall got one to go.
2017 Kentucky Miss basketball, a tremendous three-point shooter.
A little bit too tough on the back of the arm for Bolden Morris.
Look at that hustle by Erica Carter, and a great pass up again, up into Sagan Robbins.
She'll get a chance at a 3, the old-fashioned way.
Nice job by the freshman running the floor.
But bounce
Excellent
pass, huh?
pass.
That's why you throw bounce passes, right?
It is. You know, that's one of the things about Erica Carter. She doesn't do anything flashy.
Nope.
There are very few really exciting moves by her that you might see on a highlight tape, but she is so steady. She does everything well, makes very few mistakes, and just is a real consistent player for the Cardinals.
Garrard has fouled out. Carter has left to go to the Louisville bench. So under 3 minutes to go, and the Cardinals enjoy an 80-46 lead. Trying to go to 25-2.
Duvall with the steal.
And she's going to take it in for the basket. Everybody in on the act tonight. That's when everybody's happy.
It's so nice to see Lindsay Duvall 100% healthy, playing hard.
Errant pass, but chased down nicely. by Hollingsworth, who's in the lineup now for BC. 2:20 remaining in the fourth. Hollingsworth pulls up with the jumper. Doesn't get it. Tipped outside. And Hollingsworth gets it back.
There's no giving up in this Eagles team. They are continuing to play hard as Lowry knocks down the three.
Boy, I tell you what, she wants some more clock. She has 12 in the game to lead all scorers for BC.
Duvall wide open in transition. Nice job of her teammates to find her.
Good drive to the bucket there. Terrific assist, and Pinot gets the easy one. Duvall. Now Jones. She's going to try to work 1-on-1. Lemley from the corner, short. Everybody was hoping Jessica could get one. The fall.
Step back three by Lowry, not able to get it to go down. And Jasmine Jones going to run the point.
And 1 minute remaining.
Look how well Louisville spreads the floor.
Yeah. And you know, if you're a defender, you hate that. That makes you chase all over the place. 8 on the shot clock. Down to Shook. Kylie! Oh, it's her day. She scores and +1.
What a great game Kylie Shook has had. Excellent job posting up today and making herself big and available.
6 out of 7 from the floor.
That is just fantastic. And 7 rebounds to go along with that in just 23 minutes of action.
Boy, she has earned her Cardinal stripes today. That's the only thing she's missed other than one other field goal percentage. Bench scoring a big advantage for Louisville. 32-18.
Cardinals coming up with another offensive rebound.
Yep. 25 seconds left in this one. Lemley straight away. Can't get it.
Aiken's trying to force the ball where there was really no space. Great defensive job by the Cardinals.
And they're going to dribble it out here. That's what Louisville does. And they're going to ring up their 25th win with only 2 losses in the ACC. Says it's 87-51. And you see Coach Walls exchange pleasantries with the coaching staff that he's close to.
What a great performance this afternoon by the Cardinals. Really executed at a high level. There were some turnovers that I think Jeff Walls would like to talk about in film session, but overall, just a really well-executed game for the Cardinals. And you got to give Boston College a lot of credit, too, because they came out and competed this afternoon.
Yep. And as always, Coach Walls brings his team to the middle of the floor. He'll thank everybody for coming. And his team will go to a certain section and they will sign autographs. Let's go to Courtney Walton now.
So, Asia, you all had a very good game today. Offensively, you guys were over 50% from the field, and everybody did their part. What did you like about the offense?
Our tempo was great. You know, Coach Walls, during the whole week of practice, he told us tempo, 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 and I think we did that well tonight.
And you really had Boston College on their heels. You guys kept turning them over and turning them over. Did Coach Walsh change anything during practice this week?
Just the pace of the practice. He kept on telling us to sprint, sprint, sprint. So I think the first 30 to 40 minutes of practice was just all fast paced. So that was a huge change.
Now, on Thursday, senior night, it's going to be your last regular season home game. How does it feel to have this chapter coming to an end?
It feels great. It's gone by so fast, so I can't really believe it's here. So I'm just gonna soak it all in and have fun.
Well, thank you, Asia, and good job tonight.
Thank you, Courtney.
Oh, thank you, Courtney, and congratulations to Asia and the entire team. Crowd of 11,132 here tonight in the Yum Center. So far.